भगा दिया दीदी ने मुझको था। बोला कि जाओ भाग जाओ तुम।
One day my mother and my sister sat with me and told me, we can't get you married to the arranged marriage route. You may have to find your own boy.
मेरी उम्र 26 साल की थी तभी मेरे हस्बैंड घर से मार के निकाल दिए रहे।
47-year-old Ishrat from Nepal was diagnosed with leprosy 20 years ago, which left her hands and legs deformed. She travelled to Delhi for treatment and has never returned. She is aware that most people are repulsed by her disease. However, leprosy is least infectious. It's a disease caused by airborne bacteria which can affect anyone depending on their immunity. This is why leprosy is often perceived as a disease of the poor, as it often strikes those with poor nutrition and hence poor immunity. It begins with a regular skin patch and the area begins to lose sensation. This gradually results in ulcers and deformities like clawing of hands and foot drop. This is the reason why leprosy affected people like Ishrat are often ostracized for their disfigured appearance. She's had to move to a leprosy colony in Shadra, New Delhi. It is one of 750 such settlements in India. Ancient city of Allahabad, also known as Prayag, is the most populated district in Uttar Pradesh. And it's here on the banks of the Ganga where people often come in search of salvation. Not too far away, nearly 6 kilometers on the outskirts of Allahabad, is the scenic landscape of Naini. This is where the Leprosy Mission Trust India runs a medical facility which specializes in the treatment and rehabilitation of those with leprosy. Many of those affected by the disease have been abandoned by their loved ones. Uma, who's from Unnao in UP, was beaten up by her husband and thrown out of the house. She's now in her 50s and has been living at the hospital for over 18 years. This is now the only home and family she knows. Uma Devi finds it easier to ride backwards on her wheelchair than she does going back in time.
मेरी शादी हो गई रही ना, उसके 5-6 साल बाद मेरी बीमारी आ गई। तो जब बीमारी आ गई ना तो हाथ थोड़ा उंगली टेढ़ी हो गई रही, तो मेरे हस्बैंड घर से मार के निकाल दिए रहे।
We asked Uma, anyway, you have no home, you have no family, you might as well stay with us. We were trying to avoid amputating her leg. Her foot was very, very bad. She has very, very small feet. If you just imagine your foot, she has no toes, no midfoot, only the heel area on what she walks on. और पैर सब ठीक थे? कब से था?
5 साल।
5 साल?
हाँ।
तेरी उंगली 5 साल से टेढ़ी थी?
हाँ।
तो फिर क्या फायदा हुआ इंटर पढ़ने का, अगर ये भी नहीं मालूम है कुछ लोगों के बारे में? यही दोनों टेढ़े थे?
हाँ।
अच्छा, और
Heading this hospital is Dr. Premal, who is annoyed with the ignorance towards leprosy, which is curable if diagnosed in time.
It's depressing and upsetting when you get a girl or patient, young person coming with 10 years of deformity. Leprosy deformity caused for 10 years, never taken treatment for 10 years, which means nobody's diagnosed her, nobody started treatment. And I think the major problem is that there is absolutely no awareness either among the medical fraternity and definitely not in the general public.
Doctors say delayed diagnosis and treatment lead to severe deformities. Like in the case of 12-year-old Salim from UP's Hardoi village. If he had been diagnosed and treated earlier, his hands would not be as disfigured as they are today. Salim was forced out of school due to fear and lack of awareness among teachers, students and other parents. This led to frequent outbursts of anger. Leprosy has affected Manjeet's hands and legs and he's used to being left all alone.
अब ठीक हो जाएगा तो पापा आपको ले जाएंगे।
हाँ सर।
बोला है पापा ने?
हाँ।
बताओ।
बोले कि ठीक हो जाएगा तो तुझको ले जाऊंगा।
आपको याद आ रहा है घर का? क्यों रो रहे हो? क्या हुआ?
कुछ नहीं।
It's a new day at the leprosy colony in Shadra, New Delhi, but not much has changed for its residents over the years. Only a few are self-reliant. Most have turned to begging, but all have faced discrimination due to unjust and archaic laws. The panel behind this draw report, called Report 256, was headed by the previous chairman of the Law Commission. Justice Ajit Prakash Shah has been fighting for the rights of those affected with leprosy for over 2 decades.
All these laws provide infection of leprosy for more than 2 or 3 years as a legitimate ground for either dissolution of marriage, divorce or separation. It's really, such laws should not be continued.
Due to discriminatory marriage laws, women like Uma Devi are not just thrown out of their homes, but are denied maintenance.
अपने पति साहब का फोटो अभी भी अंदर रखा है और उनने आपको मार के निकाला था।
जाने दो, मेरे किस्मत में यही लिखा था, तो मेरे को हो गया। हम का खराब कर्म करे कि हमको भी अगले जन्म में भी हमको भी वो हो, इसीलिए हम नहीं को करें।
Some of the state laws contain a provision that a leprosy affected person, including a leprosy affected child, can be arrested and put under detention. It is complete violation of the human rights.
It's not only fighting for human rights, it's also a fight against the age-old misconception that leprosy is a disease of the poor. 52-year-old Jayashree, the founder and CEO of Bangalore-based company IBAS, has fought the stigma of leprosy for over 32 years and admits that it's her family that has helped her overcome the disease.
There's a lot of images of leprosy which is about very poor people who only take to begging after they have the disease. That is not the truth. There are many people like me. The first time I got to know that I have the disease, there was a lot of disbelief and shock. So much of shock that I just felt I don't have the right to, talk. I didn't have the right to express myself. But my family was very supportive, and my older sister would eat from my plate just to show that it's all right. So they were very aware people.
While education and awareness may have changed the perception about the disease, in remote towns, villages, and in our laws, those with leprosy remain the unwanted.